Welcome to Summer Devotions at Church of the Palms. If it's your first time to join us via the website, I'm Kate Klinkenborg, and I happen to be a member of this delightful church. I don't know about you, but I can't believe it's July already, and the temperature tells me it's July, but my calendar doesn't want it to be. During the month of July, we're going to focus on Lectio Visual. In Latin, visio is the word. That is the meditative experience of interacting with a variety of visual images or videos, and what a miraculous design the Creator has for us to use this. It's our sight. All our senses connect to our soul, our heart, and our brain. Our cognitive brain interprets connections, words, our eyes see and make brain connections, and we interpret that as well. It's just unexplainable. Even though they can, by anatomy, tell you about it, I just find it remarkable. When I use Lectio Visual as a meditation, I'm looking with what I call soft eyes. I engage with what I'm seeing beyond the logical statement of saying, well, what is that? No, that's not what we're after. The visual images, if I'm willing, can be interpreted through my heart and my soul and my soft eyes. Or maybe you use the word chakra. Different people use different languages. During July each week, you're going to be exposed to a different type of Lectio Visual, and you will see things in a different way. You might come away with questions to ponder, but don't lose them, because you can learn as much from the questions as you can from what you write in declarative sentences. Prior to showing you a picture today of 4 photos. That's our first Lectio Visual. I'm going to list some questions that you're going to see on the screen behind me. They are a guide, only a guide, for you to ponder as you will freeze your screen after you've selected 1 out of 4 photos to focus on. And you have the option, with the screen you can freeze it, write the questions down by hand, or there is a line at the bottom right now that says click this on to print the questions off of your computer through your printer if you have one. These questions are in no specific order. I'm not the master of questions, and if they don't make sense to you, then use your own reactions and trust your own judgment. The way to pause your screen during this process is to look in the left bottom corner, move your cursor, and you will notice 2 white stripes. Click it. It pauses the screen right in front of you. When you're ready to return, you use that cursor and click the arrow that's now there. So now you're going to see the first set of questions for the first viewing. What drew you to this particular photo? Jot down images, words, reactions. What stands out most quickly to you? What'd you see first? And what's the first question that comes to your mind as you look at this particular photograph? So now those are your questions. You're going to see 4 photos on the screen. You scan them. You're going to have about 30 seconds, maybe a little more, to look at them. But the one that keeps drawing you back, that's the one you're to look at. Freeze your screen and only concentrate on 1 of the 4 photos. When you write out your answers to those questions I just gave you, then you can unpause your screen, and I will be back again to guide you to the next step. So here are the 4 photos for your first viewing. So your first viewing of Lectio Visual has now begun, and you're beginning to see just the edges of what the Spirit has for you today. Now you're going to get a second set of questions as you look at the same photo again. Don't pick a new one. Stay with the same one. And remember how you can freeze and unfreeze. So copy the questions you see on the screen, or click the button on the line to print out your copy of questions. And here are your questions for the second viewing. What does this photo remind you of? How does it speak to what is happening in your life right now? Pick 2 or 3 key words that describe your interaction with this photo, not the photo. Describe your interaction with this photo. Now you're going to see those 4 choices again. Go to the same photo and answer the questions. Freeze the screen and do your work. You are doing well exploring this new type of meditation and contemplation. Remember, there isn't any right or wrong. Trust yourself, and what comes through is what you're supposed to get. For the third viewing of the same photograph, we're not changing photographs. Here are the third set of viewing questions. Click the button if you want to print them. Freeze the screen if you want to write them down by hand. Review your prior sentences and words that you have written. What would you name this photograph and why? Did you see evidence or ideas of the Creator in this photograph? If yes, describe it, write it out. So now as you look at the photo, freeze it and answer the third viewing question. Welcome back. You're now at the 4th stage of the Lectio process, response. You have response questions too. That's the fun part about this for me, is I get to give you questions. So you can click the line at the bottom of the screen, print out the questions, or you can freeze the screen and write them down. But here are your response questions. That's really kind of a gathering time. Look closely at what you have written. Take your time. Circle at least 3 important words that stand out to you during this time. What do those 3 words mean when you put them together? What was your primary discovery during this meditation and contemplation? Write out all thoughts, images, trust yourself. So freeze your screen and now answer the questions to the response. The final stage of Lectio Visual is here. It's rest. Rest with all you have written, captured, felt, and experienced. Savor any questions. Don't throw them away, and don't throw that piece of paper with the questions away either. It's kind of like they tell poets and writers, don't throw one thing that you write down because it'll make sense later like never before. Just be present with the Creator, with the Spirit, and let it be in your space for as long as you wish. This is your time. Do it as you would like to. And you close this session with how it feels very natural for you to say, I'm finished, and this is done. Blessings on your week. You can return anytime during the week in the next 6 days and do the same photograph, or there's 3 others and there may be another one. Draw your attention when you look again, but you can return anytime you want. But next week, on July 13th, I will be back with another different style of lectual visual for you to explore and learn more about what the Spirit and the Creator has to share with you. Shalom.